everyone! Welcome to the next game in the Ace Attorney Apollo Justice trilogy. Last time we beat the original Apollo Justice game, and now we're moving on to Apollo Justice Dual Destinies, or Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. Yeah, that's the one. Should be fun. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'll be playing heavily with a guide because, little fun fact, I've only played this game in full one other time. So yeah, my memories of this game are even worse than the last one. So, let's dive right in. No, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, you're done. Hey Kamik, you're first. How you doing? What's up? Are you ready for a new Ace Attorney game? Cause I know I am. Switch games. Yeah, here we go. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. You ready? Here we go. This is the jump from 2D to 3D. Not to mention anime cutscenes. Hey, Angel Love! Welcome to Ace Attorneys. Hey, what's that? What's that thing? Looks like a countdown. Why is everyone, like, fleeing? Everyone's, like, running away? What's going on here? Huh. Hey, what's that thing do? Wow! Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear. That's not good, guys.
These are dark times, where the law has been reduced to rubble. And it's up to us to restore it to its former glory. Yeah, I know what you mean. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Don't you worry. I've got a trusty new partner on board.
Huh? Who's this?
Done. You bet. Let's do this.
Yeah.
She's been with us for half a year, though I can hardly believe it. Anyway, her power will be our greatest weapon.
Are you alright, miss?
What a klutz.
Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned. Time to bring it to an end.
Ooh. He's back. Phoenix Wright is back, baby. Awesome. Is that Apollo? Apollo Justice, what happened to him? He is back, he is. Huzzah! Episode 1, Turnabout Countdown. Whoa. Hehehe. The best thing about bombs is how they erase and destroy without discretion. Bang. Now all I have to do is pin everything on that little girl. Little girl? Who's that? Is it you, Angel Love? Are you the murderer this time around too? December 17th, it's almost Christmas. Alright, Christmas time, guys! As you can see, this game looks a little bit different, by the way. Nope, not feeling nervous at all. It's amazing what a girl can get used to. Even a tense atmosphere like this is no biggie. You doing okay, Athena? Oh, Apollo. Maybe. Oh, it was you again. Angel Love, come on. Yeah, doing great. Like, come a little tune great. Oh yeah? Well, that's good to hear. Although, I could have sworn I heard your voice crack for a second there. Oof, I'm that transparent, huh? Cracking? No, my voice isn't cracking. Nerves of steel here, I tell you. This is Apollo Justice. He's a fellow lawyer at the office I work for. Apollo is the lead for the defense on this case. But I'm going to be there at the bench with him, doing what I can to help out. I'll do whatever it takes to defend Junie. Or Uni. I think it's Junie. Speaking of steel, how are you holding up? That explosion really did a number on you. I'm just happy that you're okay, Athena. Although, I can't pretend I have no connection to this case. That's why I'm gonna see to it that Juniper's name is cleared. And I'm sure you feel much the same way. You got that right. I won't rest until Junie is completely cleared of all suspicion. Your Wi-Fi sucks. Aw, that's annoying. Apollo, Athena. Hi. Thank you for doing this for me. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Okay, we're good. Thank you for doing this for me. Junie. Aw, she has a cough. What? Hey, are you okay? Sorry about that. I always seem to go into coughing fits whenever I get nervous. This kind of thing never happens. Cough! At home in the forest, though. Cough. This is Juniper Woods. She is my dear childhood friend, and she's also our client for this case. The news keeps repeating that Junie is the alleged bomber. Oh my gosh, but that's ridiculous. There's no way Junie would do anything like that. I brought you a little snack, Athena. Just a little something from my garden. Hey, thanks. So, is this an orange or a tangerine? It's an orange. My grandma says that orange is the color of strength and endurance. Oh, I get it. Strength for the trial, right? Junie, you're always so good to me. Jeez, look at me, standing here clutching an orange to my chest with tears in my eyes. Well, don't you worry. We'll be so powerful in there, they won't know what hit him. Right, Apollo? Yeah, that's right. Come what may, this is a one trial. We just can't lose. Uh-oh. Oh no, Apollo's down. Apollo! Apollo! Blood is seeping through his bandages. One of his wounds must have reopened. All this time he was trying to put on a brave face, but he was really overdoing it. Mr. Justice! Huh? The trial is about to start, sir. Please proceed to the courtroom. What? Now? But Apollo's in no state to defend. Huff. Huff. The animation is so cool. Yeah, this is the transition from 2D to 3D, Angel Love. The remainder of the Phoenix Wright games will be played like this from now on. Arg, I have to defend Juniper. What are we gonna do? The trial is about to start, with or without us. There's only one other option I can think of at a time like this. But even if I called him now, he'd never get here in time. No, wait, there's something else I can do. Apollo, give me all the evidence for the case. Huh? What are you gonna do? Bailiff? Yes, miss. The defense would like to submit a substitution of the attorney petition. It nice. It is nice. Athena! You're not seriously. You just concentrate on getting better. I'll defend Junie. All by yourself? Athena, stop for a second, think about what you're saying. You've never once taken a case on alone before, right? No hey problema, I can handle it, I think. But I guess it's really up to you, Junie. Would you be okay with me taking over? Sure. I believe in you, Athena, and that's enough for me. You're worried for me, aren't you? To be honest, I'm pretty nervous too. I think my heart might just burst out of my chest. But you're in no shape to stand at the bench now, so you'll just have to leave it to me. Alright, I can see your mind's made up anyway. I hate it that I can't be there, but I know you'll give it your utmost to defend Juniper. You bet I will, rest assured of that. My name is Athena Sykes. I'm still just a newbie, but I'm a lawyer. This is only the second time I've taken the lead in a defense case. It'll be the first time I stand up there alone, though. But I have to do this, and I'm definitely not about to let anything bad happen to Junie. Well, here we go, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready for some court action? Where's Mafia Babe, by the way, Angel of? She should see this epicness. Woo! On a walk. I gotcha. Court is now in session for the trial of Juniper Woods. The judge is still the same, as you can see. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is also ready, Your Honor. Uh-huh. And what is the meaning of this? I was under the impression that Mr. Red Monkey would be my opponent today. Yes, well, a substitute of attorney petition was submitted just a few moments ago. Due to the explosion in the courthouse yesterday, Mr. Justice is unable to continue. I see. Not at all surprised he used that as an excuse to run away. With me as an adversary, who wouldn't want to feign illness in order to escape? What? The nerve of that guy. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. Hey, there you are, Mafia Babe. What's up? Well, I would if I wasn't so nervous. Welcome to the 5th Ace Attorney. We have an ad. Aw, dang. Arrgh, this arrogant jerk. You arrogant jerk? No, Widget! Is my hearing getting worse? I could have sworn I heard the defense say something just now. No, you didn't hear anything at all, especially not from me. How odd. I could have sworn I also heard something. Oh, that would be my indispensable partner, Widget. He sometimes blurts out what I'm thinking. Well then, if that's the case, then it's a clear contradiction to what you just stated. A contradiction? You just stated that you said nothing. However, if that device of yours says what you're thinking, then you indeed said that I was, what was it? Elegant at work? Eep! Actually, it was arrogant jerk. At any rate, what does it matter if it's a red monkey or a yellow monkey facing me? No fresh out of law school rookie can defend this witness. Mr. Payne, I believe that's enough. Let us get back to the case. Of course, Your Honor. I'm more than ready to show this little girl why they call me the Rookie Humiliator. How you doing, Mafia Babe? Welcome to the 5th game. And look, we have a new defense attorney. I knew it. He really is an arrogant jerk. Arrogant jerk! Miss Sykes, if you continue to insult the prosecution, I will remove you from this court. Ack, I'm very sorry. It was just a knee-jerk reaction. Now then, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, if you please. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm doing great. I'm ready for the 5th game. I hope you guys are too. Now then, this incident occurred yesterday here at this very courthouse in courtroom number 4. At that time, the trial for a certain bombing was being held in courtroom number 4. Ah, yes, I was presiding over that trial as well. And Mr. Justice was there as the lawyer for the defense. A bomb that was being presented as evidence suddenly went off during the trial. It was a terrible incident, and courtroom number 4 was completely destroyed. Yeah, Mafia Babe, a bombing went on during a trial. Fortunately, we were able to start evacuation procedures before the explosion occurred. Just a few seconds more and it would have turned into a horrific loss of human life. You know what I like about this game? The 3D-ness of everything. Everything's all cool in 3D now. What do you guys think? Think it's cool? But that's my compliment. But there was, in fact, one death, was there not? That is correct, Your Honor. When courtroom number 4 was examined after the blast... Oh no. The body of Detective Candace Arm was discovered. She was taken to the stand as a witness later in the trial. I suppose she wasn't able to evacuate in time. What a terrible tragedy. I must admit, I stumbled at least 10 times myself before I was able to escape. Maybe the court should see about getting you even shorter robes. The victim's body was found near the entrance to the courtroom. I suspect she stayed until the very end to help guide the others to out safety. Your Honor, allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and details about the bomb. Cause of death, trauma to back of head, caused by impact with a flat object. Time of death between 8 and 11 a.m. Write that down, guys. Stuffed animal bomb. The time bomb was destroyed in the courtroom. It was hidden inside a stuffed animal when it was detonated. Oh dear. Okay, I know how this works. All evidence for the trial is filed in the court record. When I want to check something out, I just use R. I better take a peek later. Now then, please call the accused to the witness stand. Here's our first defendant, Mafia Babe. Juniper Woods. Cough. Defendant, are you feeling alright? You're looking a bit pale. I'm so sorry. I was feeling a bit weak when I first arrived here in the courthouse. Cough. But I'm alright. Junie's really giving it her all. I'd better make sure I do the same. If we could please proceed. Your name and occupation, defendant? She's cute. She is. Juniper Woods, I'm a high school student. Miss Woods, can you confirm you were in the courthouse on the day in question? Yes, I came to know Apollo Justice through my friend Thena. Cough. And so I was there yesterday to watch his trial and lend my support. Something's wrong. Junie's really scared. Did you know I'm also known as the Defendant Humiliator? It looks like I have yet another chance to show everyone how I earned that moniker. Grrr. This arrogance know no bounds. I have to protect Junie no matter what. Payne's hair. Do you like Payne's hair? Hey you arrogant prosecutor Payne. What is it? Do you want me to demonstrate why I'm known as the Rookie Humiliator instead? Deep breaths, Athena. Don't let him get to you. Prosecutor Payne, Junie is telling the truth. Mr. Justice also backed her up her claim when we saw him in the defendant lobby. And Junie, he said that he was glad to get the lotus root you gave him too. He was? My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes. She says that they can help you see into the future. They can? Then that's perfect present for a lawyer. And if that's true, I guess he must not have eaten them. A sweet, meek girl like this, blowing a courtroom to bits? I must say it's very hard to believe. Now, Your Honor, don't let her seemingly innocent appearance fool you. The defendant had a motive for committing this crime. That's not true. I don't have any kind of motive. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and defendant. However, that doesn't matter. The only thing that does is that her objective was the destruction of courtroom number 4 itself. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Why in the world would Miss Woods want to do that? That's a very good question, coming from a novice such as yourself. But first, a question for the defendant. Have you ever been brought up on false charges? What? Why, yes. Yes, I have. And did that experience cause you to harbor a grudge against the court system?
Objection!
Now wait just 1 minute. If that kind of thing was a motive for blowing things up, then every one of our clients would turn into bombers. That's a valid point. We wouldn't have a single courthouse left standing in the land. I concede the accused isn't the only one who might bear resentment against the court, but Miss Woods is the only person who could have committed this crime. Why? Because we have found some decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt. Decisive, huh? I'll believe it when I see it. It involves a very unique aspect of the bomb itself, Your Honor. And what exactly was so unique about it? Why don't we have Miss Sykes answer that question? Huh? Me? I notice that you appear to be very nervous, and, well, gentleman that I am, I'd like to offer you the chance to gain some confidence with such an easy question. Could he be any more condescending? Really, what a thoroughly unpleasant man. Alice for loser? Harumph, what did it just say? Nothing, not a single thing. Now let's see, what was I supposed to do at a time like this? Oh, I know, the court record. The information I need is somewhere in the court record. Alright, Miss Sykes, let's hear your answer. What was unique about the bomb that blew up in the courtroom? Was it because... If you all remember, the thing said it was inside a stuffed aminal. Mr. Payne, what kind of simpleton do you take me for? It was stuffed inside a stuffed animal. Its evil intentions covered up by a cute exterior. Very good. Have a cookie. The bomb that went off in the courtroom was indeed hidden inside a stuffed animal. There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh? I am fine, just like I said from the start. I can do this. Yes, I recall the bomb was inside a stuffed animal the whole time. Never even got to take a look at it. But what connection does this impish elephant have to do with the defendant? The answer to that question lies in another piece of evidence, which I have here. And what, pray tell, is this? It appears to be a little singed. It's a tale, Your Honor. The tale of a poor victim of the explosion. This is incredible. Are you saying it's Detective Arm's tale? Your Honor is so very close, but no. It belongs to the stuffed animal. It's called the Phony Fanty, a rather unpleasant name if you ask me. He's the mascot for a campaign to eliminate false evidence and false charges, is he not? Exactly. His motto is phony evidence is just trunked up. Wow, that's so wrong on so many levels. The Phony Fanty's tail is made of vinyl cloth, and we found something very interesting on its surface. The defendant's fingerprints. What? The Phony Fanty provided the prosecution with all the evidence we needed. It clearly proved that the accused handled the bomb. Beep! Wow. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would Junie's fingerprints be on it? That does appear to be a pretty irrefutable evidence. The court accepts it into evidence. Yay! Miss Woods, do you have an explanation for this? I don't understand. How about you, Miss Sykes? Do you have any plausible explanation to refute this decisive piece of evidence? Well, I can't do it. I can't think of a single thing. But I'd better come up with something for Junie's sake. If you can't produce an answer, we could always go straight to the ruling, if you prefer. Heck, no, I have to say something fast. Oh no, I can't get my voice to work. Why now of all times? Uh-oh. I thought I overcame this already. Maybe I'm still not ready to stand in court. Poor Athena. Oh dear. Oh dear, guys. What's this? Guilty. Double uh-oh.
As you can see, there is no room for debate.
What?
Objection! Why, it's you!
There he is. He's back. Sorry it took me so long to get here, Athena. Apollo explained the whole thing to me over the phone. He asked me to come help you out in his place. Thanks for coming. I hate to admit it, but I was having a real rough time on my own. Oh, I don't know. I think you were doing just fine, all things considered. And you hung in there, giving me enough time to get here. Now let's turn things around. You got it, boss. Ho ho ho. Look who showed up out of the blue. If it isn't Mr. Phoenix Wright, you always manage to surprise me. Your Honor, Mr. Payne has called for an early ruling, but I believe there are still many things that need to be deliberated. How did Miss Wood's fingerprints wind up on the stuffed animal tail? How was the bomb even detonated? Until these questions are answered, I assert it's impossible for a fair ruling to be made. You are absolutely right. Let us continue from where we left off. I assume you have no objections, Mr. Payne? None at all, Your Honor. He's back. Mafia babe, he's back. Look at him. Miss Woods really looks like she's having a hard time. Junie's really struggling, Mr. Wright. I get the sense she's afraid of the courtroom itself. Because of yesterday? Yeah, it was understandably very traumatic for her. Poor thing. And here she is, back at the courthouse again, being so brave. I'd like to make a request, Your Honor. If all possible, I'd like to have Miss Woods rest in the lobby. Given the defendant's condition... Very well, I grant special permission. You go get some rest, Junie, and I'll leave the rest to us. Okay, thank you. Sorry about this. Phoenix Wright. I've been looking forward to meeting you. It's been a while, Mr. Payne. You're more clueless than I'd heard. I do believe you mean, how do you do? For I am Gaspin Payne. I am the younger brother of your long-standing rival, Winston Payne. What? Long-standing rival? When were we ever rivals, let alone long-standing? So yeah, this is not Mr. Payne. This is Mr. Payne's younger brother. Mr. Payne. You see, Mr. Wright, I will cleanse Winston of the disgrace he met with your hands. Looks like this royal pain is going to be as thoroughly unpleasant as the other. Hey, Stars over Hyrule. What's up? How you doing today? Your Honor, the prosecution would now like to call a decisive witness to the stand. This witness will testify as to how the accused detonated the bomb in the courthouse room. Very well. Please call your witness, Mr. Payne. Whoa. Look at this guy. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Witness? Name, Ted Tonate. Occupation, bomb disposal specialist. Oh my, what a strange robotic voice you have. Oh, I think it's Ted Tonate. I think that's how you say it. Like Ted Tonate, detonate. Speech synthesis via typing. It's the same as me talking. He sounds exactly like a robot. I'm doing great. I'm streaming the 5th game, so I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm excited. Can't you speak in a normal manner? I can. He can? But I do not like to speak. Speaking is inefficient. Energy expenditure. Speaking, typing, understand? What an odd witness. Mr. Tonate was in charge of the bomb for that trial and was there when it went off. Being a bomb squad specialist, do you have any relation to the victim?
Negative. I first met the girl while on this job. Many people are employed by the police. I know only a fraction of them. However, I was shocked when I first discovered the body of the victim.
Shocked?
I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body.
So he was the first to discover the body, was he?
He is here to testify about the circumstances surrounding the moment of the explosion.
Very well. The court will hear Mr. Tonate's testimony, but at the very least, show this court some respect and remove that face guard witness. Whoa. Look at his eyes. When the bomb went off.
The bomb was originally discovered by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name HH3000, operated by a timer or with a remote. I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed. I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down.
There's the guy in the cutscene in the beginning saying he would blame the little girl. Is it? Well, I guess our operation, Kamek, is to take him down, huh?
So even though the bomb was supposed to be disarmed, it somehow got switched on? Precisely. Activating the timer is very simple. 1. Connect wires. 2. Switch on timer. A monkey could do it. I am sure even you would be able to, Mr. Wright.
I guess that makes you the blue monkey in this barrel of fun, boss. Ahem. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Huh? What? Mr. Tonate, what is that?
HH3000, aka a bomb.
A bomb? Great googly moogly!
Yarg!
Mr. Tonate, I demand that you disarm it this instant.
Disassembly complete. 5.3 seconds, 0.2 seconds short of my personal best.
Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I'm not exactly a spring chicken, you know. Is that allowed? What, bringing a bomb in the courtroom? Probably not allowed, unless it's handled by the bomb squad, which he's a part of, by the way.
This is an exact replica of the HH3000. It is used to practice disarming bombs. Disarm, success, explosion, failure.
An exact replica of the bomb that exploded, is it? So that's what it looked like.
I submitted a photograph of the real bomb taken just before the trial.
Oh.
Dimensions 10H X10 weight 12 pounds, a perfect replication.
Your bomb does appear to be in very good copy indeed.
Yes, however, I cannot replicate the detonation mechanism. That is a very puzzling wiring setup. It is regrettable I cannot replicate it.
Witness, that's enough. There's no need to replicate anything here. And now if the defense would begin their cross-examination, Where's Mr. Sykes gone to? Or Miss Sykes? Athena, you can come out now.
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's get to work.
I guess you were pretty scared, huh? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
She was about to bolt. Hey, put a sock in it, Widget.
As transparent as ever. Now let's see. Where were we? We were at the cross-examination. Oh, cross-examination, of course. She seems disoriented. I wonder if she's alright. Maybe I should ask Athena if she remembers how to cross-examine to help her focus. She'll be fine. Very suspicious, I know. Very sus. Nah, no need for that right now. She'll be fine. I'll do everything I can to help. If you can't find any contradictions, and you flub up too often, don't be afraid to ask me for help. Press X when the option to consult me appears. I'll let you know where I think the suspicious statement is. Sounds good. I'll be counting on you if I get in a bind. Alright, it's cross-examination time. When the bomb went off.
The bomb was originally disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name H3000, operated by a timer or with a remote.
Hold it!
Maybe press this. What was the approximate size and weight of the bomb?
Dimensions, that, weight, that. This information is also written on the photograph.
Ah, yes, here it is on the back. According to this, the case is made out of alloy plating 5/16 of an inch thick. That certainly sounds like one thick and very heavy bit of metal.
I bet if I dropped that thing on your foot, you'd be hopping. If you dropped that thing anywhere, I'd be hopping for the nearest exit. Very well, I believe the court has heard enough about the bomb itself. So, Mr. Tonate, you were keeping an eye on the bomb? What were you watching from, or where were you watching from? I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed. Let's save the game here. With a remote. Can be detonated remotely. You don't get the picture? Inside a stuffed animal. Alloy plating. Detonated remotely.
Objection!
Alright. Like I said, guys, I'll be looking up a guide. Like, a lot in this playthrough. I do not remember this game, like, at all. Sorry. Call me a noob. Alright, I got it wrong.
I was watching from the gallery. I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down.
You saw that the bomb's timer was counting down, huh? Where would you have seen that? Wasn't it, in the stuffed animal?
Objection!
So you say you saw the bomb's countdown, is that right?
Of course, I clearly saw it counting down to 0.
And I say that you are clearly lying.
What are you talking about?
There is no way you could have seen the bomb's timer. After all, the bomb was concealed inside a stuffed animal. Mr. Tonate, how can you claim to know the bomb was about to go off when you couldn't even see the timer?
But that... What? No!
That does seem like a glaring inconsistency indeed. Witness, how do you explain this?
Well,
Ooh, that was great, Mr. Wright. You found a contradiction right off the bat. Always remember, Athena, when you find an inconsistency in a witness's testimony, there's always a reason behind it. It could be a lie, a hidden meaning, a secret. Whatever it is, it's up to us to dig it out. And pointing out every contradiction we find is the best way to do it, right, boss? No, the question is, what can we dig out of Mr. Tonate?
well, let me see. No. There must be some mistake. Oh, yes, of course. I remember now. The sound. I knew because of the sound.
Oh, I'm doing the wrong voice. I'm doing the pain voice. Sound? What sound?
When the timer of this type of bomb is switched on, it beeps softly. Beep, beep, beep. It is the sound of the bomb counting down.
A beeping noise, you say? I suppose it would be possible to notice that even with the bomb inside the stuffed animal.
I simply made a mistake. My bad.
Objection!
How in the world did you hear such a tiny little sound all the way from the gallery?
Listening for the sound of a bomb's timer is an integral part of my work. I constantly undergo training so that I will never miss it.
I hardly think training would help you hear something so soft from so far away. What now?
Are you making light of the fine science of disarming bombs? It is a solemn mission that I put my life on the line to perform. What kind of specialist would I be if I could not hear a bomb's timer?
It's not like disassembling a toaster, you know. Now he's just showing off.
You keep asserting that the sound was too tiny to hear, but only tiny thing here is your skills as a lawyer. Being mistrustful is not an attractive quality, you know.
And you're just overflowing with attractive qualities, are you?
Or perhaps you have some proof that Mr. Tonate did not hear the sound.
Well, no, but... Still seems totally suspect. But it's going to be really hard to prove that he didn't hear something. If I have this correct, the prosecution's argument is that someone reactivated the bomb before it was brought into this courtroom. What I don't understand, Mr. Payne, is why you believe that person to be Miss Woods.
It's simple, Your Honor. Mr. Tonate happened to be there when it happened. He was there when the defendant rearmed the bomb.
What's this now?
It happened before the trial started. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. We brought the bomb to the lobby for the defense. Bomb evidence. The lawyer wanted to see it before the start of the trial. Looking for a chance to get at the bomb, Miss Woods was already there in the lobby. Her goal was surely to rearm the bomb and steal the remote switch. The remote switch? Yes, the switch that controls the bomb remotely. Duh. It has been missing ever since the incident.
Missing, huh?
I am partially to blame. I left the bomb and remote on top of the transport case, and they were rearmed and stolen when I was talking with the lawyer. The defense then used the remote from inside the courtroom to start the timer. How can you assert so unequivocally that the bomb was rearmed in the lobby? The bomb was safely secured in the transport case. The only time it was outside of the case was in that lobby. Therefore, that was the one and only opportunity anyone had to mess with it. Someone other than Mr. Tonate could have opened the case and taken the bomb out. Impossible. The transport case is assigned exclusively to me. Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. And I have the only key that can open the case. Nevertheless, Mr. Payne's assertion is nothing more than conjecture. You have no proof that it was Miss Woods who stole the remote switch. And by the same token, you have no proof that it wasn't her. But what I do have is a piece of evidence that proves the defendant handled the bomb. Ah, the tell! 5 minutes, 24 seconds, 2.3 deciseconds. The defense's advantage lasted a mere 5 minutes.
Talk about a rotten hand. As long as they have her fingerprints as their trump card, I'm at a big disadvantage. It appears we will have to hear from the defendant herself once more.
I wholeheartedly agree, Your Honor. I would like to recall Miss Woods to the stand.
I trust you have no objections, Mr. Wright? I'm worried about her condition, but we do need her testimony. On the other hand, I'm not sure I want to make Athena mad. I can read your feelings, you know, boss. Guess there's no hiding from her, huh? Don't worry, I know we'll need her testimony, but if anybody picks on her again, they'll pay. Guess she's already at anger level 1. Don't worry, I'll stop the proceedings before I let anything bad happen to her. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. In that case, I will take my leave. But before I do, there was just one more thing, Mr. Wright. Is it? Me? Yes. Dismantling bombs is my job. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. Grr, this guy is hiding something. I just know it. Now, if you will excuse me. Bailiff, please go out to the lobby and bring back the defendant. Junie. Hi, Athena. She looks even worse off than before. Don't worry, Junie. We're here for you. Thanks, Athena. And I'll do my best, too. You blew up the courtroom because you bear resentment against the courts, correct? No, of course not. What's that you say? I can barely hear you. I haven't done anything wrong. This prosecutor's scary. What an impudent little girl. Stop acting innocent and tell the truth. This is getting ugly. You rearmed the bomb because you wanted to blow up the courthouse. Admit it. And that's why you went to the lobby where Mr. Justice was. Isn't that right? Mr. Wright, can I go give that prosecutor a smack? What? Of course not. Do we have to review Courtroom Manners 101 again? We can't let a creep that bullies innocent girls like this go off easily. Haven't forgotten about how he treated you. Don't worry about me. Just help Uni. Her heart's crying out. She's so scared. So very scared. Looks like Athena's picking something up with her heightened sense of hearing. And it sounds like this time it's the voice of Mrs. Wood's heart. Don't deny it. You stole the remote switch and used it in the courtroom, didn't you? Your Honor, please put a stop to this. Mr. Payne is badgering the defendant. Yes, Miss Woods does seem quite frightened.
Mr. Payne, I ask that you behave more like a gentleman. Ah, but don't you know, Your Honor? There is no more gentle man in this world than I. Ah, as if a gentleman or even a gentleman would behave like he does. Let that rude ruffian win. Athena! Sniffle! How dare you call a gentleman such as I a rude ruffian? I'll have you know I attended a manners class every Saturday. I'm more than just a mere gentleman. I'm a genteel man. Not when you're terrorizing a young lady, you're not. I'd demand my money back from that manners class if I were you. Irk. I should probably be the adult here and stop the two of them, but... Mr. Payne, that will be enough. Certainly, Your Honor. No further questions. Let's move on to the defendant's testimony. Miss Woods, please share with the court what you were doing when the bomb went off.
Jeez, that guy Payne. I know, right? Isn't that guy a pain? Stars over Hyrule. When the bomb went off.
Well, that day, cough, I was watching from the gallery. The bomb went off, cough, and rubble started falling. It fell on top of me. Eunie's clearly in pain, being forced to recall the bombing like this. She can't even get her words out. This isn't going to work, so what now? Hey, wait a minute. Even if she can't vocalize what she wants to say, we can listen to what's inside her heart. Yes, now's the perfect time to use Athena's power. You can hear it, can't you, Athena? The cries of Miss Woods' heart. Yes, and they sound incredibly strained. She's so scared, I think she could collapse at any second. Athena has a unique ability, you see. With her finely tuned sense of hearing, she can hear the words of a witness's heart. In a sense, she can sense how a person is really feeling from the tone of their voice. Guess it's all up to Athena and her special ability now. Athena, I want you to use that analytical psychology you studied. And listen to the testimony of Mrs. Woods' heart. Okay, boss, I'll give it a go. I'll save it real quick. After all, this is the whole reason I put all that effort into studying analytical psychology. Off gets, let's do this.
Whoa. What's going on here, guys?
So your holographic thingamabob can show us how Mrs. Woods is feeling, right? In a nutshell, yes. The emotions and images that I picked up on just now, while listening to her testimony, I can enter all of that into a widget and use the mood matrix to analyze them. Welcome to the gimmick of the fifth game, guys. These mood markers here reflect fluctuations in Junie's emotions. When she feels happy or is enjoying the memory, the happy marker will light up. When she feels angry or frustrated, the angry marker will react. When she feels sadness or is frightened by a memory, the sad marker will blink. And when she feels surprised or confused, the surprise marker will let us know. So with your special ability in Widget's Mood Matrix program, you can track how Miss Woods is feeling as she testifies. Talk about the wonders of technology. Yep, let's give it a shot. I'm picking up on some kind of discord or noise in Junie's heart. See here? This is what the noise looks like in the Mood Matrix. It's a result of inconsistencies between her testimony and her feelings. We can pinpoint these inconsistencies, the noise level should drop. Okay, it's time to listen to Mrs. Woods' true testimony. Well, that day, cough, I was watching from the gallery, cough cough. The bomb went off, cough.
Oh, she was shocked.
Cough, and rubble started falling. It fell on top of me, cough cough. Huh. I think I have a good grasp on Junie's emotional state now. This power of Athena's is incredible. And I'm seeing an unexpected emotion that's inconsistent with the content of her testimony. What? Already? Look at this. When she says it fell on top of me, the happy marker is reacting. Well, look at that. That is odd. There must be a reason for this contradictory emotion. Oh, you just need to do some digging. When you find an unexpected emotion, you'll first need to pinpoint it, and then select the unexpected emotion or reaction from the 4 mood markers with A. Huh. It fell on top of me. Cough, cough. Yeah, why would Uni be happy at this point? What is the unexpected emotion? Surprised, right? Which is registering joy when Mrs. Woods recalls the rubble falling on her. There must be a reason for this unexpected emotion. Miss Woods? As the rubble was falling, was there also something that made you feel happy? What? Cough. Mr. Wright, the feeling of happiness is spreading throughout Junie's heart. Keep going on this point, and I bet Junie will start to calm down. Great. Let's hear what she has to say. Cough. Just as I was about to escape the courtroom, the bomb went off. I was so startled. I tripped, and then rubble started falling on top of me. I really thought I was done for. But just then, Apollo came and rescued me. Apollo? He used his own body to shield me from the rubble. So that's when he sustained those injuries. How do you feel, Junie? Did talking about Apollo give you some courage? Yes, Apollo is, just like the sun, strong and bright and warm. Just talking about him makes me feel like a leaf undergoing a photosynthesis. And see, your coughing stopped all of a sudden. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Thena. Oh, not there yet. The knitting is cute. I like the knitting. Looks like we were able to draw out some new testimony. Hee hee, pretty neat, huh? But there's still some noise left, meaning there must still be some discord in Junie's heart. I guess we'll have to keep going then. Let me input this new information and update the mood matrix, and we'll be good to go. You remember what to do, right? When I find an unexpected emotion, I should first pinpoint it. It? That's right, and then you select it from the mood markers with A. If we can find the reason for the discord in our heart, then we should be able to draw even more new testimony out. Okay. New info. Tried to run, but I was too slow. Before I could get away, the bomb went off. I was so startled I tripped, then rubble started falling on me. I thought I was done for. Info update. But then Apollo came and rescued me. That's nice. Apollo came and rescued, but wait a minute. Why is she sad now? What's going on here? You were happy when Mr. Justice rescued you, weren't you? Yes, I was really happy. But was there also something you felt sad about at the same time? Sad? The reason I ask is, when you were describing how you were rescued, we sense a little sadness too. Oh! I think it's probably because of Bum Rap Riney. Bum Rap Riney? Well, what do you know? Something new. That's right. I brought my stuffed animal, Bump Rap Riney, to watch the trial with me. Bump Rap Riney and Phony Fanty are brothers. Who knew that the legal world could inspire a whole line of merchandise? I had Bum Rap Riney with me while I was watching the trial, but it wasn't until Apollo saved me that I realized I'd lost him as I was running away. My poor Riney, a victim of that terrible bomb. Oh, I know. You can see what he looks like in this poster. Uh-huh. No more bum raps. It's for the campaign to eradicate fake evidence and false charges. Oh. Feels like we played a game kind of involving this, huh? Phony Fanty and Bum Rap Riney, huh? Nothing against the campaign, but why an elephant and a rhinoceros? Mr. Wright, I don't sense any discord in Junie's heart anymore. So I guess that means we managed to draw out all of her testimony. That's right. I'll just make an update with the new info and we'll have a whole picture, the whole picture. So, do you think her new testimony will help? Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without you, Athena. So Bum Rep Riney was in that courtroom when the bomb went off. Now that we know that, it changes the meaning of that other piece of evidence. All I have to do is present it at the right statement.
You would buy them?
You'd buy them, no problem. I watched from the gallery with Bum Rap Riney. Tried to run, but I was too slow. Before I could get out of the courtroom, the bomb went off. I was so startled I tripped, the rubble started falling, and I was done for. Apollo came and helped me. I think it's here. I'm gonna save it real quick. Question, guys. What does that tail of his look like to you? Does it look like a very familiar piece of evidence we saw? Like maybe this one?
Objection!
Miss Woods, I know this trial has been very hard for you, but you can relax now. You are without a doubt innocent. Mr. Wright, what wild assertion are you making now? My wild assertion is simply this. The two stuffed animals were mixed up. The tail of the tail of defendant's fingerprints were found on. Wasn't that a phony fancy? It was the tail of her gallery companion, Bum Rap Riney.
Objection!
What nonsense is that? I can see they're both stuffed animals, yes, but they're completely different characters. An elephant and a rhino. They're as distinct as a defense lawyer and a prosecutor. But are they really so different? Both defense lawyers and prosecutors strive to protect the peace through law. Even elephants and rhinos have some similar characteristics. They're both gray, for example. Anyway, the poster is all I need to prove my assertion to be true. If I may direct the court's attention here, you'll clearly see how the two got mixed up. Right there.
Take that!
Well, would you look at that? The two tails are exactly the same. Yes, exactly. The two stuffed animals are based on entirely different animals, but the design of their tails is exactly the same. Ah! Order in the court. As long as the possibility exists that the tail belongs to Bum Rap Riney, we can no longer consider it to be decisive proof that the defendant handled the bomb. As things stand, I consider the charges against the accused unsubstantiated. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Payne? Oh, yes, of course. Your Honor. Ooh, that was great, Mr. Wright. You turned things right around. Yeah, it's not over yet, but at least we managed to hold out this long. I believe that brings our proceedings for today to a close. Mr. Payne, I'm afraid you have some serious investigating ahead of you. Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Let us reconvene tomorrow. Court is adjourned. Oh, that was fun, huh? That was so exciting, boss. We did it! True to form, you managed to just barely pull it off at the very last moment. True to form? Gee, I never knew you had such a glowing opinion of me. Thank you for everything you're doing. You did great, Miss Woods. You really stuck it out. And you got really brave at the end, just when we needed you most, Junie. Thanks to you, we were able to turn things around. Well, you were the one who gave me that courage, Thena. Really? Thanks. To be honest, was I any help at all? Of course. Without you, we would have never gotten out of that tight spot. That's good to hear. I may still have a lot to learn, but you can bet I'm going to give it my all. I'll be so good that one day you'll call me your partner. That's what I like to hear. Analytical psychology, the ability to solve riddles of a person's heart. Athena's true potential is beginning to really shine through now. Hey, where's Apollo anyway? Good question. I almost forgot about him. I assumed he'd still be here in the lobby. Oh, I know. Maybe he's still in courtroom number 4. Courtroom number 4? What would he be doing at the scene of the explosion? When I came out to the lobby to arrest, I told Apollo about Bum Rap Riney. I told him I dropped Riney in the courtroom as I was trying to escape before the blast. And then... Apollo said he had an idea where Riney might be, so we went to take a look together. Huh? I guess Apollo can be pretty nice when he wants to be. So you went looking for Riney together before you were called back into courtroom number 5? Yes. I had some time to rest, so I was able to go and look for him. But then they called me into the courtroom number 5 to testify. Apollo insisted on staying there, though. With all those injuries, I wonder how he's managing. I think Apollo might have figured something out. Wonder what it was. He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Just maybe he found some new piece of evidence. Anyway, we'd better go and get him. Good idea. Let's go get him, guys. December 17th.
Where are you, Apollo? Trial's over for today. Come on, I know you're... No.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, no. To be continued. Well, that's crazy, huh? Well, since we're at a checkpoint, I'll update you on my Disney movie collection. Last night's Disney movie was another good one that I love to watch a lot. It's a movie about monsters, actually. It's a Pixar movie. Monsters that need scream energy to power their electronics and stuff. So they made a little big company called Monsters Inc. to do all that stuff. And yep, that's what I watched. I watched Monsters Inc. last night. It was good. It was really good. Monsters Inc. You love that movie? I do too. Mike and Sully are great. Boo is the cutest ever. All of the villains were cool. There was a prequel that was cool, but more on that later. And there was also a TV show, a sequel TV show, believe it or not. Maybe one of these days I gotta check it out. But yep, Monsters Inc. is good, and I like it, and that's what I watched. So, God bless. Let's go. On we go, folks! On we go! It's December 8th. Happy December 8th, guys! This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. But given how things ended yesterday... Good morning. The mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise. Well. Oh, hey, did you read the paper this morning, boss? Huh? The paper? That came out of left field. You didn't read it? Then you don't have the big news. Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains. Oh my gosh. That was in the Monsters Inc. movie too. The abominable snowman. Tell me you know the difference between a tape paper and a tabloid, Athena. I might show up in the forest where you live, Junie. So you'd better watch out. Okay. You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Justice? Huh? Oh, poor Apollo. And it's all my fault. Sniffle. Athena, sob! Oh, Junie, what was I thinking? I'm so sorry. What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body, thank goodness. Okay, so Apollo's alive still. He's been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's going to pull through. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Is Miss Woods alright, Athena? Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there. I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo. Poor Junie. She believes the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom. Oh, guess I can see why she'd think that. By the way, how are you doing? Who, me? Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you alright? Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm alright. People who studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions too. Hey Zero, are you going to go to the solar eclipse? Yep, I'm going to go to it. I'm going to sell my rocket ship and go straight to the solar eclipse. Yeah, I'm going to go and watch it tomorrow. I got my glasses, don't worry, my moon solar eclipse looking glasses. But how are you, Zero? It's good to see ya. Somehow, I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. But there's no denying she's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he? Yeah, he can't recall anything from the time of right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. The doctor said it's probably due to that hit that he took to the head. Assaulted in a court of law and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels. But who in the world would do such a thing? Huh, Mr. Wright? Can you bring Mafia and Nudis to the solar eclipse? I think you two will already be there, actually. It's happening everywhere. Maybe. You'll be at school? Aw, that's unlucky. Darn it. Grr, just wait till I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo. Now, Athena. I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Mrs. Woods, okay? But I admit I'm just as upset as you. Okay, boss, you're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name. That's the spirit. Call out sick. Just call sick. Well, let's see. I'd better check the court record once more time before the trial starts. Or to Mr. Wright, I'm ready when you are. Everything's still normal. Apollo Justice, Juniper Wood, she's only 18. Candace Arm is 27. Athena Sykes is 18 as well. Gaspin Payne is 55. And Ted Tonate is 42. 42! Alright, let's get ready to rumble. You bet. With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. I have to get this right for Miss Wood's sake and Apollo's, too. Can we find the murderer, guys? Can we do it? All rise! Everyone rise up, come on. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question? I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed. I apologize, Your Honor. Aha. Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am. There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial. A separate matter? You say? And what might that be? I assume you are aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4. Uh-oh. Why is he bringing that up? Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been, poor Mr. Justice. At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods. He isn't going where I think he's going with this, is he? The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. Oh dear. Aw, I'll see you later, Mafia babe. I'll let you know if we catch the bad guy, alright? Order in the court! Mr. Payne, this is the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial. But I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found. Oh dear. The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice? Why indeed? What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne? I believe Mr. Justice found something in the courtroom while Miss Woods was with him, evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing. You mean he found some incriminating evidence? Precisely, and so I surmise that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him.
Objection!
Junie would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that. Miss Sykes, please control your outbursts. Ahem, it is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself. Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday, I think Apollo might have figured something out. I wonder what it was. He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Maybe the two incidents really are related after all. I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself. Very well, bailiff, please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand. I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop. Miss Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo. Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not? Yes, I did. Good, good. If you would, then please testify about what happened to the court. Alone with Apollo. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together, but then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swore I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person? So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature. He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too. I hope she didn't hurt her wrist back handing that one out. But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins? I think Apollo might have figured something out. Something? What kind of something? Something to do with the courtroom bombing kind of something, I think. Oh ho, new evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed. I believe so. You mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Objection!
Just as I thought, there is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor. What lie is that? When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence. No! I never...
Objection!
Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of her foul deed here in the courtroom ruins. Uh-oh. What on earth? Do you see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message that he left us. It's written in blood. W-O-O-D-S. Why, isn't that... That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters. What? I submit that Mr. Justice has left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted. Oh dear. No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name? Mr. Wright, the nerve of him leaving that message. Why would he do this? Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. You discovered Apollo yesterday. Apollo! No! Ah! We didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. After that, they were there in courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves, and he had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there. Now then, please bring your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Please begin. Rather. Alone with Apollo. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing.
Hold it!
Do you always cough when you get nervous, Miss Woods? Yes. Cough, cough. Mr. Wright, please do not make Miss Woods nervous by pressing her so ruthlessly. But that barely even qualified as a quasi-question. Let's help her relax with a little small talk before we dive into the cross-examination. You know, ask her about her hobbies and her crushes and stuff. Her crushes? Really? I don't know about this. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together.
Hold it!
Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins? We went to look for my medicine. To stop my coughing. Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4? I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bum Rap Riney. He was keeping my medicine safe for me. He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see. And Phony Fancy had the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted. I had put my medicine for my coughing fits inside Bum Rap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there, I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there and started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Apollo is so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest. The way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of an ancient god. Oh, wait. So that's why you went to the ruins. I see. That seems to be quite an important fact. Please edit your testimony, Miss Woods. Apollo started looking for Bum Rap Riney near the witness stand, where there was no rubble. Let me see. Whoops. No. No rubble. Witness stand, huh? I'm seeing a rubble thing there. I saved it right. Let's submit this and see what happens.
Objection!
Hold the flip on. So we started to search with the witness stand, you say? That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave. Cough. And strong. Cough. But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that. But he was, and he still is. He might not look it, but he really is brave and kind too. No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. What you are claiming is something that no one should have been able to do. But I should think anyone can be brave and kind if they wanted to be, Mr. Wright. True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how was it possible to walk up to the witness stand? Oh! I see your point. The rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand. Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it. Irk. Great, now I'm not so sure it matters. A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know. But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best. I call slander, Your Honor. So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy from just this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene? Let me see, Your Honor. Yes, I have one more. Here it is. It's a more pulled-back version of the photo I presented before. Huh? What's that hunk of metal on wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in that photo Mr. Tonate's bomb transport case? That's right. Is there some problem?
Ah, yes, that transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since.
Oh, that's it.
Miss Woods, have you remembered something?
Yes, I just realized. Its position. It's different from before.
Its position? The position of what?
The position of that big metal thing.
The bomb transport case?
Yes, when Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the stand.
I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it?
As I recall, I think it was more to the right.
To the right? Then that means... In that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack.
Who cares where the transport case was when? What differences does it make? It has nothing at all to do with what we were talking about.
Objection!
Where the transport case has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear.
What?
Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed, and you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack. Yes, Your Honor, this diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And I'm gonna save the game in case I get it wrong. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. Right, I have this. The bomb transport case was here at the time of Apollo's attack.
It was... on the woods?
Take that!
Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault.
But that's... inconceivable.
Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it?
Yes, that's where it was.
Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position. The transport case covers up the writing in blood. Exactly. If the transport case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way. Which leads us to the conclusion that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing.
Objection!
Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? She's obviously lying.
Objection!
The fact that this case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Miss Wood's testimony alone.
What? And where is this proof you're talking about?
It's right here in the crime photo. I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. Alright, better save the game again. Where in this photo indicates the transport case was moved from the start? The tracks. Or this, maybe. We'll give this a shot.
Take that!
All the proof you need is right here? Whoops. I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Wright, I'm sensing feelings of doubt from you.
Which means you're just taking a wild stab in the dark, aren't you? Ouch, you're good. I bet you can also tell how I'm feeling without to feel in a few seconds too. Just earn yourself a penalty. If the transport case was moved after the assault, then there should be some evidence of it. Some evidence that we can do by loading the save. We have to do the actual tire tracks or the wheel tracks or something. Maybe it has to be like here. Maybe it's on Apollo's thing after the assault.
Take that!
Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here. I see, but what is it? This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved.
What?
Just as Miss Wood said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault.
Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left the bloody message in blood. No! You did it, boss! It was a real nail-biter, but you pulled it off. Yep, that should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards. Order in the court! Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction. Aw, it was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that. Boss, I'm sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off of you. I have just one question, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did? Huh? What? Cough. Oh. Well? Looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station. Well, I've heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it? Ah, this feeling. It brings back memories of the old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin. Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kind of makes you sound no better than a 2-bit con man. You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. I would like to hear your answer with just as much confidence. Hey, until the judge asks the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster. What now, boss? I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. I have to dig my way to the truth somehow. Who could have written the message in blood? Who do you think, guys? Who could have done it? Apollo, do you think? Someone else. If it wasn't Apollo who could have left the bloody message, who do you think, guys? Is anyone still here, by the way? Or am I alone? I think it was Angel Love. Gosh darn it. Angel Love was the little girl that the Ted Tonate said. Wait, Ted Tonate?
Take that!
Mr. Payne. This person left the bloody message? And what do you base this claim on? Okay, this is why we have a guide on at all times. Boss. Of course you do. Don't tell me you don't have anything at all to back up your assertion. Nothing in particular, really. That won't do, Mr. Wright, but a penalty will make up for your deficiency very nicely. Irk. I haven't saved in a while, so screw it. Was an Apollo or his attacker, so when you think about who was at the scene of the crime, only one other person who it could really be. Oh yeah, wasn't there another person who shed blood at the crime scene? Oh. Her? I'm not sure. Once again, we're going to the guide, guys, because I have no idea. Sorry, I'm stupid. I don't know. Yeah, apparently it was her.
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. I just better keep the guide up for a bit. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at this crime scene. Person who shed blood? You don't mean... Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind them this message in blood. What? What? Detective Arm? You sure you know what you're doing here? Not really?
Objection!
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said that attacker left a message to throw people off, it might have made sense. At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message. Uh-oh. Ah, I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all these letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case. But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There's no connection between the two whatsoever. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and defendant. They had never even met each other. That's very true. Well then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be. The intended meaning? Not what it appears to be? Maybe the message was not intended to be woods. Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have some other meaning? Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right? It clearly says woods, as anyone can plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe woods only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example. Didn't think of that. You may have tricked His Honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there is no such radio code as woods in the state, dear Mr. Wright. Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes. Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here. No, please wait, Your Honor. Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing? Well, I believe it's... And no stalling. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over. I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language. Or maybe it's a code. Think, Phoenix, you can do this. Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word woods really means? Apparently, it means something on this.
Take that!
The bomb transport case? I've about had it up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar? L100? What does that have to do with anything? What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand? Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. That a girl. No one, that's one on my side. It says woods. Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W, it's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros. Oh, my goodness! The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Mrs. Woods' name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case.
Objection!
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D.
Objection!
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Apparently it's erase 2 lines. Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Oh, well, would you look at that? L-I-O-O-I-S? No, Your Honor, it isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number of L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact number that's on the bomb's transport case. Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Wright? Well, would you, Mr. Wright? The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people. What? The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number. But whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? Good question. What does this number represent? Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose. No! The judge is just silly. Yes, he is the silliest. The silliest of the judges. I love him. To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name. The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than...
Take that!
The defense wishes to indict Miss Ted Tonate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Ted Tonate? Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tonate's only speciality. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tonate's own ID number to finger him to the crime.
Yes!
Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Why don't they simply write the person's name? He's got a good point there. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tonate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was their first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide his true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains she wrote Mr. Tonate's ID number. Now just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time. Naturally, Mr. Tonate hid it before anyone could discover it, and there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so. What? Mr. Tonate was able to cover the message up because he's... the first to find the body. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tonate himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. When Mr. Tonate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. Ooh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function. When Mr. Tonate used them in another incident. Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice! Exactly. Mr. Tonate hit up upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes, so he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it, by adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. So that means... the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonate. Gah! Order in the court. Order, I say. It looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonate take the witness stand. Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. I've finally drawn Mr. Tonate back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart. I know, his hair is coming off. His toupee. All right. Mr. Tonate, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you. I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonate. The message in blood matches your ID number.
The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case.
Such a far-fetched theory. No better than a tangled ball of wires.
I'll have them untangle for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then used it again later.
I see X2, but then, let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message?
That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright? The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to analyze the DNA. Is that how you say that? DNA? DNA. Your Honor, I request that a DNA test... I know, it's DNA. DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it will be obvious as to who wrote the message. Very well. Bailiff, please put a request for a DNA test with the forensics team.
Yes, Your Honor.
It will be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness.
Nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is.
Hey, Captain Chips. I was wondering when you would appear. You missed a lot of stuff, Captain Chips. Holy crap. Welcome to We're Cross-Examining This Guy. After the explosion.
I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there was no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found.
Been a long day on your end? Well, I'm glad you're here now. To get you up to speed, there was a bombing in a courtroom. A courtroom exploded. We got through one day, but Apollo Justice got assaulted, and he's in the hospital right now. This is the defendant, Juniper Woods. This is the person that was killed, Candace Arm. This is Athena Sykes, the rookie lawyer. This is Gaspin Payne, brother to Winston Payne. And this is Ted Tonate, a police bomb specialist, who might be the murderer. It's Ted Tonate. Good name, right? Good names. Get ready for more meme names, by the way. Victim was nowhere near the writing.
Precisely. It is as plain as day as she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo.
Oh dear.
As you can see, there is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there.
Gaspin Payne, too. You love them names. Oh, this is just the start. This is just the beginning. I see. All right then, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion.
Hold it!
Why were you the first person on the scene?
To secure the area. It is regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first.
In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you?
Well...
Objection!
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt. Mr. Tonate is about to give testimony that will show just how wrong your reasoning is.
Darn, I think he was just about to say something interesting too.
When I went in and saw the aftermath, well, it was quite the disaster. But there was no bloody writing there at the time.
Hold it!
You were able to tell this even with those goggles on?
With these goggles, there is no way I could have messed up something like that. I can see quite well with them. In fact, I can see every hair on your spiky head. Oh, you can have a few grays, Mr. Wright.
What? Poor Mr. Wright. You're always working so hard keeping our office together. Wait a minute. I don't have any gray hairs.
Just kidding.
Objection!
I object to the witness's attempt to prematurely give me gray hair. Mr. Tonate, this court frowns upon untoward comments on a person's hair.
or lack thereof. I'm sensing a great wave of sorrow coming from the judge. My apologies, Your Honor. May I please continue my testimony? Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it.
Hold it!
If she didn't write it, then who do you propose did?
Mr. Justice, of course. Just before dying, he wrote the name of his attacker, Juniper Woods. A final message from your poor subordinate.
Poor Mr. Justice, I'm starting to get all misty-eyed.
Apollo is not dead, folks.
So how can you be so sure it wasn't Detective Arm who wrote the message?
Got up to brush your teeth, and your cat had moved
To watch my stream. So even your cat is interested in my stream, huh? Hey, Stars Over Hyrule's cat. Who do you think is the killer? Answer in, 1 meow or 2s. Or 2.
It is very simple.
Yep, that's awesome.
She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance.
Hold it!
Do you imagine she was thrown back by the force of the blast?
A bomb can inflict damage not only from the explosion itself, but also substantial secondary damage from the blast wind. Detective Arm unfortunately hit her head on some rubble. It's stated in her autopsy report as well. Cause of death, trauma to back of her head.
Ah, the autopsy report. I better take another look at that.
Now do you see? Detective Arm could not have written that message. The reason for that being...
She says purr. Aww.
She was too far away from where the bloody message was found.
Hold it!
That's cute.
Isn't it possible she could have crawled to the area of the bloody message? If that were true, then how did she return to the spot near the entrance?
Maybe she crawled back to after writing it.
Hey, did this guy just me? Would you like to get down on the floor and give us a demonstration of your theory? Huh? No, thank you.
The victim's body and the writing are several yards away from each other. There's no way she could reach.
Wait, the conundrum?
So that means something is off somewhere. There must be a contradiction.
Maybe the body was moved,
But that doesn't explain how blood got onto the rubble. What if that was done by the real culprit after the fact? If that's the case, then something about that might contradict the evidence we have. What do you think of the new style, by the way, Captain Chips? The 3D style. Alright. As usual, I have no idea. This game is something cool, by the way. Let me fail 3 times super quick. Look at this.
Objection!
Oh, this is the right answer. Whoops. If you fail 3 times, your partner will help you out and point you to the right statement that you can press or present. Looks slightly weird so far. You like it? That's good. It is a bit weird at first, especially in this version. I'm seeing like this kind of 3D for the first time. Before this was 3DS 3D. You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tonate. Take a look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object.
Yes, what about it?
Now take a look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed. Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy, just like your hair. That is odd, isn't it? What could the meaning of this contradiction? What could be? I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance.
Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body?
That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head on some other location, most likely on the floor or some other flat surface, and this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found.
In that case, she definitely could have written the message.
Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis. Very good timing. Let's take a look. According to the report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood, and if the defense claims only parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood.
It would appear that the defense assertion is correct after all. Yay! I won! Yes, you did it! You were right, boss! Now I have to drive it home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later. Run. Mr. Tonate, is it now apparent that you have told several lies to this court? Hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself. So if a bomb person told lies on the stand, would he be in trouble? Also bringing a fake bomb. Mafia Babe asked this too. Would bringing a fake bomb to the court be bad? You shared picture of cat? Aw, alright, I'll check it out after. I want to see. Fine, I will confess. You will? But then why are you so calm? This time I will tell the truth. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote, I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. You'd never make it into the courtroom with anything resembling a bomb. Anything resembling a bomb. Good point. Good to know. I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body, is that it? That is correct. I did not kill I did not kill Detective Arm. Oh well, if that's all you did, then. Wait a minute. That in and of itself is a criminal act. Glad to see you finally crossed the finish line, Your Honor. Very well then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright. Give me a second. Okay, the truth. It is true. She very plainly wrote that I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. She was plainly wrote that I was shocked. How about we do the bloody analysis, huh? Woods.
Objection!
How about no? Huh? I just want to make doubly sure that bloop is really what you saw written in blood. You shared... Oh, I saw it already. Yes, it very clearly said that. But that's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
What on earth are you babbling on about now? Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place? Take a good look at the photo in the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say... Oh. Eep. Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tonate? Uh-oh. Oh, right. Now I remember. There was no R at the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad. Come back, my beautiful contradiction. Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. You have something for me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. He does look pretty flustered. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake. I don't know. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tonate really see it? He actually saw it. Maybe Mr. Tonate really did see the R, but there is no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on here? Huh? Now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe... That's it! What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel? I've got it. So that's what happened. A slip of the finger. Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tonate really did see the letter R. But the photo clearly shows there is no R. No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tonate actually could have seen the R. If you're going to make that claim, then you better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tonate could have seen the R? How about the R?
The cords of steel. That's not a thing that stopped. Nuh-uh.
Take that!
Please look here to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red? Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up. That's the R that Mr. Tonate saw. It's true that the witness wears some very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you? But what Mr. Tonate saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there, before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Oh, well, that explains it. Huh? Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yep, because that's the way it really went down. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? It was written before. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. But that's ridiculous. If that's true, it overturns your own premise. That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Order in the court. What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. What? It sounds like we had better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial? Let's see. According to the police report. Here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial, and that person was Ted Tonate. Wait, what? No one besides Mr. Tonate saw the victim? That appears to be the case, Your Honor. I would now ask the court to recall something, specifically Mr. Tonate's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. Oh my! Mr. Tonate, just before the trial you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tonate. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Mr. Tonate, your testimony, please. The testimony? There is no need for. Well, he is completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head. Because, all I did was transport the bomb to the courtroom. I already told you, Blast this thing! I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not?
Objection!
Tisk tisk, do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright?
What now, Mr. Payne?
Yes, Mr. Tonate may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing.
What important piece?
The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim?
But Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tonate had the chance without a weapon, we can accuse him of the crime.
Well, Mr. Tonate?
Yes, that's right. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm. Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report, I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction. Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm? I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. You can? Then please do so now. Please do so now. What did Mr. Tonate have that could have been used as the murder weapon? I think it's none other than the bomb.
Take that!
Mr. Tonate, you said you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon, but in fact, you had the perfect thing. What? What the devil are you talking about? You had this. That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast. The bomb blast, no, but I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Grog! Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to the back of her head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the same exact wound pattern. Gah. What's with him? Then show me some proof. Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? Ack, he's right. I don't have anything decisive. Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. But too bad, the bomb is blown to bits. It's long gone. Boom. Game over. Yeah. Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb in the photo? Arg, I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display's a little broken here. Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head. That's definitely a distinct possibility, but unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. I guess you're right. Game over. Candace Arm. Beautiful. Candace Arm. By setting off the bomb, Tonate managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tonate murdered Detective Arm before the trial started, and he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then, and I think I have just the thing. And to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tonate had to hide. Right. It is the courtroom bombing photo. Apparently. Right?
Take that!
Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tonate would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right, and if we can figure out where that hiding place was, exactly, we might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. So where could Mr. Tonate have hidden the body during the trial? How about this?
Take that!
Wait, a box big enough for a body, a box that was in the courtroom the whole time, a box that nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Tonate? What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again? You heard me. Now, show me what's inside the bomb transport case. What? Why? No, there's no need. I've got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. And then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No, that's, completely false. If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we?
What now?
Let's not. Not if you value your life.
What's he up to now?
Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes.
What? Huh?
I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes.
What's going on?
Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off.
Mr. Donate, are you threatening me?
I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me. But Mr. Tonate, didn't you say that's just a training model, a fake to practice on? I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000.
Someone set up the bomb.
Someone set up the bomb.
Speaking of someone setting up the bomb, someone set up this bomb too. But the HH-3000 was used to blow up the courtroom number 4, wasn't it?
How do you know how do you know it was the real HH-3000 that blew up the courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made.
What? Then are we to take that as a confession of your part too?
Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4. But Mr. Tonate, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that?
How in trouble is this guy right now? Would he be like very in trouble at the moment?
The HH-3000, it is so unique, I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I cannot replicate the detonation mechanism, so I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there?
I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check.
So, there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out? He literally being declared a terrorist on the spot.
Oh wow, so this guy's pretty much doomed.
No, not a possibility, a certainty. I did it.
So he had a real bomb with him this whole time?
You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time.
Order in the court. I'm out of here. It's gonna blow. Run!
You 4 are still here? Well, aren't you brave?
I just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. But that horrible explosion the other day... The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second.
As for Mr. Payne... Yeah, that is... Ah!
And he's off. Mr. Wright, what do we do? It'd be pretty pathetic to run now, what did it... But the bomb might really go off.
Only 3 more minutes, folks.
Uh-oh. Is that bomb really the HH-3000? What should I do? Run like a yellow-bellied chicken, right? Now let's stand our ground. I can't run now.
Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear HH-3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell.
Hold it!
You're not going anywhere, Ted Tonate.
Oh?
Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. Are you sure, Mr. Wright?
More of your famous bluffing, even at the risk of your own life.
But Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here.
I'm not bluffing, and I have proof.
You do?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day.
Proof that Mr. Tonate bomb is not the real HH-3000. Really? How with it then, immediately? Where's the proof that when Mr. Tonate is holding not the real HH-3000? Obviously right here.
Take that!
You big dope. Alright, give me a second, guys. The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely, it broke when Mr. Tonate used the bomb to attack Detective Arm, but the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Oh, you're right. Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tonate was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb and the stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. The bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Grog! Fear not, Your Honor. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself. Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright. No, stop! Well, what is that? Is that a bloodstain? Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tonate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood, and that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tonate? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? Dismantle it? Ha 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 ha! You're too late. You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time. This H-3000 is about to explode. Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tonate. I've already proven that your bomb is a fake. It's real. This bomb is the real thing, I tell you. It's real. Ha 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 ha! Hee 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 hee! Ha ha! Blah 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 blah. Mad Bomber, party of one. There's no time left. It's going to blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I can dismantle anything. I can take apart evidence. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle, 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 dismantle. I'm not gonna make it. Only one thing left to do. Stop. Ooh, that was a close one. Made it. 2 seconds left. Game over. Dismantle attempt failed. Told you the breakouts were more fun in this game. A lot more crazy. It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? Even with the weird 3D, they managed to keep the wonkiest health and animations. I know, I love it. It's awesome. She confronted me in a courtroom number 4 that day. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. Then that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found that kid all up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him and bam! And when the idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Ted Tonate, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Mr. Juniper Woods' verdict. Not guilty. Woo! What a loser that gasping pain guy is. Court is adjourned. Have to go. Oh, bye, Angel Love. Thanks for stopping by. It was good to see ya. I hope you like the game. So, Captain Chips, where is Ted Toney on the Kill This Man list? You did it, boss. Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing. It just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of here, that was great. He's a lol out of 10. He's just a funny murderer. That kind of blew up a courtroom at the same time. Mr. Wright, Thena, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home into the forest in peace. Hope that both of you will come and visit me there sometime. That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you could make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think. What? That's no forest, that's a mountain. But, you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unsolved mystery you're thinking of? Oh no. Hang on a minute. Oh yeah. The missing remote switch.
Take that!
Make that a terrorist out of 10. That's pretty high then. The remote switch, right? Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Toney just got rid of it somewhere. Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict. I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Junie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone. Okay. Huh? Her grandmother? No, silly, to Apollo. Oh, right. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close, but the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Date. Huh? Time. Huh? Write anything. Agency.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why?
I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Oh yeah, anime cutscenes exist in this game too.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
Why, oh why? What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. Cool. And that's the end of the first case, guys. Just to let everyone know, there are 6 cases in this game. 5 normal cases and 1 DLC case. So, yay! Let's tackle the next one. The monstrous turnabout. Is that Ninetales? Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
Long, long ago, the nine-tailed fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away. To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still within the forbidden chamber.
Night, night, Alderman. Sweet dreams. At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
So guys, I have a question for you. Who is the murderer in this case? I bet you'll never ever guess. Yeah, this is the famed worst case of them all. So, here we go. A few months prior to the courthouse bombing, this place looks familiar. April. It's April now. Guess I'm a little early. Oh, hey Apollo. Getting an early start for today? Today? Yes, this is the first job I've had in a while after all. Well, aren't we all fired up? Well, it's not every day I get a call from Mr. Wright. What kind of work is it anyway? Mr. Wright didn't mention any details. Work? Is that how he put it? Don't tell me he just wants me to clean up the toilet again. You've really become a fixer around here, Apollo. Come to think of it, it's been almost a year since I was hired. A lot's happened since then. But I've settled it nicely despite a few bumps in the road. My name is Apollo Justice. I've been practicing law for about a year, but I still have a lot to learn. This is the Wright Anything Agency, and it's where I work. Don't let the name fool you, it's definitely a law agency. But don't forget that this place is a talent agency too, Polly. It's the law agency part of this office that is usually forgotten. This is Trucy Wright, a budding magician, and adopted daughter of the agency's owner, Phoenix Wright. She sometimes makes me help with her magic tricks. And what's wrong with that? You're one of the agency's talents as well. I was under the impression that I was a lawyer. Oh, we'd better hurry. Doesn't look like Daddy's going to make it, so let's get going. Huh? Where are we going? What about the job you mentioned? This is the job, Holly. You're supposed to keep me company today. Now come on. Another day of not being a lawyer. Should have seen this coming. Well, this is the Wright Anything Agency, you know. Hey, Fuzzy. Good morning. Good morning to ya. Good night to us, but morning to you. And there's no law-related work at the moment, so tell me again why I chose to work here. Where's Mr. Wright anyway? Daddy said something about going to meet an acquaintance. But don't worry, just focus on your job and I'll tell you exactly what you need to know. Well, let's go. We don't have all day. Wait a second. And another day of anything goes begins at the Wright Anything Agency. It was some good sleep. I'm glad you had a good nap, Fuzzy. Now enjoy Case 2 of this game. Ninetales Vale, a yokai lane. Oh, this was brought up at Toricon, remember? Also, Okami reference. insert that here. Woo! So, what are we doing way up here in the mountains? This is Ninetales Vale. Everyone's been talking about the yokai craze here. Ever heard of Yokai Watch, by the way? Yokai? Oh, you mean Japanese monsters? Guess that explains all these weird things. Speaking of which, wasn't Ninetales Vale founded by Japanese immigrants? Yeah, they're holding a festival to boost tourism all over the Alderman's Manor. My friend who works there invited us. That's why we're here. In other words, I'm your chaperone because your dad was too busy. Gashadokuro. Gashadokuro. I'm trying to know what that is. What is that? Daddy said that with those horns of yours, you'd make a great addition to their festival. I mean, you look just like a Japanese demon. Wasn't that so thoughtful of him, Polly? I could do without thoughtfulness like that. Oh, it's almost time. Come on, Polly. The festival grounds are this way. All right, guess it's time to move to the QB Manor Garden. QB. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Move. Oh, I can't examine things? Oh, it's a big skeleton? I gotcha. I gotcha. I've seen that in Yokai Watch. I've seen this too, actually. This umbrella is a Yokai Watch thing. This monster craze, come to think about it, I heard it on TV. It's supposedly how Ninetales Vale made a comeback from the brink of fiscal disaster. Our agency could sure use something positive like that. Oh, I know. Let's jump on board the monster craze. You and Daddy would be the perfect comedy duo. You could call yourself Agni and Rudra, Demon Kings of Comedy. Daddy sets them up and you knock them down. I think we'd hit the jackpot with this idea. Sorry, but I plan on staying a lawyer. You do? You don't have to act so surprised by that. Possessed umbrella. Yep. Hey, Chusey, have you seen my attorney's badge? How could you lose something so important? Sometimes I really wonder about you, Apollo. This is so weird. I wonder if I dropped it somewhere. Oh, look! What are these panties doing here? Forget about panties. I'm looking for my badge. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Did you forget? These are my magic panties. Yep, they're back. Speaking of yokai, there's a yokai right there. Hey, that's my attorney's badge. Wow, how'd you do that? I sent it all up while we were back at the office. Wow, I didn't even... Wait, you took my badge? Hee-hee. Tee-hee-hee-hee. Alright. I can go back to the Wright Anything agency. I want to examine some things real quick. Oh, I can't. Oh, man. I hate this game. Worst game ever, guys. Worst game ever made. I remember Jack and shite about this case, by the way, guys, so we might be here a while. Wow, this place is really something. Definitely feels like a different world here. Trucy? Hi. Jinxie! And this is? My friend Jinxie Tenma. She's the one who invited us. She just happens to be the maid here. 2 horns, a love of red. Are you a demon? No, I'm Apollo Justice. Eek, he is a demon! What the? Be gone, foul beast! Hehe, you look great, Polly. Fills in some of that space on your forehead. Arg, what is this thing? It's a warding charm. Jinxie puts them on all the monsters she finds. But I'm not a monster. Maybe I should have told her you're a good demon. Or you could just say I'm human. Shiver, the red demon, emissary of the underworld. I got up early to do my hair for this. Can I take this off now? So you can eat me? I'm not going to eat you. Eek! Forgive me, oh terrible one. Tone down your cords of steel, Apollo. You're scaring her out of her wits. Don't worry. I'm already full. Please stay that way. Great. Now I'm playing along too. What a weirdo. She needs to throw beans at him. There you go. Or salt. Isn't it salt? So I wanted to ask you about Ninetales Vale. Eek! Ag!
Be gone, foul demon. Looks like you've been demonized, Polly. Literally. I'm starting to wonder if I really am a demon myself. Eek! Please don't eat me. I have food if you're hungry. This isn't working. We won't get anything out of her until we set the record straight. If only we had some way to prove you're not as scary as you look. Ouch. Necessary roughness. Looks like I have to present some proof. Proof that I'm 100% human. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm an attorney. Both work in Japan? Gotcha. Beans and salt. I wanted to show you this. Eek! What is it? It's my attorney's badge. You see? I'm not a demon, I'm a lawyer. Really? You're a lawyer? Woo! Maybe now she'll stop calling me a demon. Does it protect you from Emma Dio's judgment? Dio? Who's Emma Dio? Is it like Dio? I read somewhere that he's the demon lord who judges the dead for their sins. Uh-oh, I think now she thinks you're a demon lawyer from hell, Polly. Can I go back to just being a normal demon? Please, please don't boil me in a scalding cauldron. I'd prefer a Turkish bath if possible. A Turkish bath? Isn't that more sauna than bath? Don't worry, Jinxie. He's a good demon. He'll save you if you ever go astray. Eek! Please, Mr. Demon Lawyer, sir, have mercy on my soul. Arg, I told you I'm not a demon, and Chusey, you're just making things worse. Ack! You just leave that Emma Dio to me. Isn't that great, Jinxie? Uh-huh. I'm no longer scared to cross into the afterlife. Will someone tell these two I'm human already? So, Jinxie, I hear this village is the epic center of the monster craze. Uh-huh. Barely anyone had even heard of it before, but now it's packed with tourists. Really? So the monster craze is the reason behind today's festival? It was the alderman's idea, but I'd be careful if I were you. There are lots and lots of yokai prowling about Ninetails Vale. Prowling about? You mean like wild animals or something? Uh-huh. And they're hungry too. Man-eating monsters? And they're all over the place? Uh-huh. In fact, there was one at the manor yesterday. I heard the doorbell ring, and when I opened the door, nobody was there. It was the ding-dong demon. How else could you explain it? Well, when I was a kid, my friends used to play this prank called Ding Dong Ditch. Well, that doesn't prove yokai aren't real. There's even one here at the manor. The demon Tenma Taro. He is imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenma Taro? The Forbidden Chamber? About that yokai you said was in prison here at the manor, is it true? Uh-huh, he's a super evil demon named Tenma Taro. Here, take a look at this scroll. Tenma Taro's the dark demon you see here. He's super evil and super scary. So that's the yokai imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh, he was defeated by the village guardian yokai, the Nine-Tailed Fox. But Ninetails is evil, though, and Amaterasu's the good one. And locked away forever. So, you're saying Tenma Taro is still trapped inside the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh, but he's just biding his time until he can escape. Still, we should be perfectly safe, because there's a really powerful sealing charm on the door keeping it shut tight. What a charming security system. You can keep the scroll if you want. The alderman gave me this, but just holding it gives me the chills, so... Thanks, Jinxie. Maybe I'll give this to Mr. Wright. Yay. So, I was wondering, are those things on your forehead also warding charms, Jinxie? Yes, they're to prevent evil things from getting inside me. Papa told me to wear them. Evil things? Apollo, don't you dare take those charms off her forehead. They have to stay there, forever. Got it? I wonder what would happen if I did take them off. It's time for me to get back to work. Thanks for inviting us, Jinxie. You're welcome. Oh, and before I forget, there's going to be a surprise event today. Even I don't know what to expect, but it's sure to be fun. Better not be a yokai parade. She probably dropped dead from fright. You know, like from that one movie. Eek! Oh. Ah! Demon! Oh, wait. It's just someone in a suit, right? Tenma Taro! Tenma Taro? The demon from the Forbidden Chamber? Eek! Please don't hurt me! Be gone, be gone, be gone! Hiss, better watch out, little girl, or I'll snatch you away. Eek! Charm, charm, charm! Where's that die and go to heaven charm? Oh, she put it on her own forehead this time. She sure gives up quickly. Huh? Why's everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there, you mustn't stare at Tenmataro like that. Lower your eyes. He'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously? Your devilry stops here and now, Tenmataro. Now what? Look, Apollo, there's somebody up on the roof. Oh. Ah ha 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 ha! That booming laugh, could it be? My 9 golden tails are proof of my unassailable righteousness. With my band of 100 millions, I vanquish evil from the land. I am the wrestler of righteousness. Yeah! The golden lord of yokai, the amazing 9 tails, is here! Fear not, good little boys and girls, for I shall defeat Tenmataro. Ha 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 ha! Hooray, hooray! It's the amazing 9 tails! Up to your no good tricks again, eh, Tenmataro? Well, not on my watch. Ah! Ah ha 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 ha! There's nothing to fear now, my child. I have banished Tenmataro. You and your people can live in peace. But thank you, Mr. Amazing 9 tails, sir. No, I must be off. Another match and another foe to vanquish. Oh, wait! What was that all about? Did that wrestler just chase off a yokai? Looked like he came out of the Alderman's Manor. That was the amazing 9 tails! He's a pro wrestler from right here in 9 Tails Vale, but no one knows his true identity. Jinxie sure seems chipper all of a sudden. What was all that about him banishing Tenmataro? That was a yokai exorcism. It's an annual ritual where Tenmataro is released to remind us of his wickedness. In the end, the 9-tailed fox drives Tenmataro out and purifies our village. But the amazing 9 tails did the honors this year. So that was the big surprise, huh? The amazing 9 tails and Tenmataro, huh? Well, whatever floats your boat. Oh, would you look at the time? I'd better get back to work. Please excuse me. I told you this case was weird, guys. I told you. She's a strange one, alright. I think she's sweet in her own special way. Knowing Juicy, she probably has lots of friends who are sweet in their own way. Well, we still have some time to kill. Might as well see the rest of 9 Tails Vale while we're here. The fun never stops, does it? Garden. I think I brought nearly every yokai souvenir that was for sale. I know. Because my wallet is running on empty. What's with all the commotion over there? Huh? Hey, isn't that your friend Jinxie? Hope everything's okay. It's the terrible... The... Calm down, Jinxie. Tell us what happened. The demon to Tenmataro. He killed Alderman Kyubi. What? Wait, killed as in dead? Yes, and Tenmataro did it. Tenmataro? You stay here while I go have a look. Please, wait. Huh? Hack. It's, Tenmataro warding charm. It should protect you, but please, be careful. The Alderman's in the Fox Chamber at the top of the main staircase. Okay, got it. Well. This is awkward, huh? Oh, another cutscene. Oh dear.
Are you all right? Help! Someone call an ambulance!
Wow, who could have done it? The police arrived soon after that, at which point I returned to the festival grounds. Apparently the man impaled by the spear was already dead, but there was one other person there and he was immediately rushed to the hospital. Thank goodness the other man's going to be fine. Sounds like he's only been unconscious. You think Jinxie's going to be okay? I'm sure she'll be back to her old self in no time. At least she's calm enough for the police to question her for now. And I'm sure love to know what crazy animal left those feathers in tracks. Oh, look, here comes Jinxie. Hi, Chusey. Hi, Mr. Demon Lawyer. Hey, feeling any better? I was wondering if you're up to filling us in on what happened. Ugh, what a mess this is. So, the man with the spear in his chest was already dead? Uh-huh, it was Alderman Cuby. When I found him, he was already... So the victim was the village alderman. And the one who was found alive, who was he? Damien Tenma. He is the mayor of the neighboring city, Tenma Town. They arrested him. Sob. So, he's the killer? Ack. Nuh-uh. Papa didn't kill anyone. Papa? As in, your father? That's right. Jinxie's dad is mayor of Tenma Town. No way. Yes way, but he's innocent. This just got way more complicated. The victim was the alderman of Ninetails Vale, and Jinxie's father, the mayor of Tenma Town, was arrested for the crime. Sounds like we have some investigating to do. I know this is difficult, Jinxie, but you need to hang in there. I know, I'll try my best. Would you mind telling me a little more about the victim? Oh, whoops. So, the man who was he just dressed himself, he's the killer? That's my bad. So, the victim was the village alderman. What can you tell me about him? His name was Rex Cuby. They say his family has ties to the legendary nine-tailed fox. He was really kind, and he always looked out for me. He was a former pro wrestler, and I even heard he knew the amazing Ninetails. A former pro wrestler, huh? That's something to keep in mind. With your father being mayor and all, I guess you're originally from Tenma Town, huh? So then, why did you come work here? It was to overcome your fears, right, Jinxie? Uh-huh. Plus, Mama was from Ninetails Vale, though she's no longer with us. She loved these flowers. I always wanted to live where Ninetails flowers grew. Wow, what a beautiful flower. And with exactly 9 petals, too. Just looking at them gives me courage, even when I'm scared of yokai. Cool. We got a flower. Jinxie, when you first told us what happened, you said the killer was a demon. Uh-huh. The warding charm on the Forbidden Chamber's door. It's been removed. The Forbidden Chamber's door? That big door that was barred shut? There wasn't a charm on it when I checked it out, so I guess it was removed by someone. Huh. That's how Tenma Taro escaped. Oh, but when? When I try and remember what happened, it all goes fuzzy. Jinxie, you should go get some rest. You've been through a lot today. Between the warding charm being removed and the black feathers and weird tracks, I could see how a superstitious person might think a demon was the killer. Apollo, maybe this is your chance. Chance for what? To do the right thing and defend Jinxie's dad in court. Who, me? When did a man like Mayor Tenma have access to more experienced lawyers? You want to know what the detective said? They doubted there was a lawyer who could not get a not guilty verdict in this one. Sounds like they're expecting an open and shut case. Don't worry, Jinxie. If anyone can prove your dad's innocence, it's Polly. What? You'll accept the case, won't you, Polly? Oh, it's all over, isn't it? I'll be all alone for the rest of my life. Oh, right. Jinxie's already lost her mother. All right. Jinxie, leave your father's defense to me. Attaboy, Polly. You're going to help Papa, Mr. Demon Lawyer? Yep, because that's what lawyers do. Plus, no toilet cleaning for a while. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure your father walks away a free man. But thank you, Mr. Demon Lawyer. I can tell you're one of the good ones. Red demons are usually so mean. It's been a while, but I'll be fine. Ready or not, here comes justice. Guess you ought to go and meet my new client. But before I forget, better jot this down in my notebook. Hey Apollo, what's the notebook for? Oh, I just thought I should jot down some stuff about the case. And so I don't misplace them, I'm putting my notes in the court record. I guess that's what you would call a to-do list. Oh, sounds handy.
To read my notes, I just opened the court record with R. And I can switch between the tabs using L and R. Oh, I almost forgot. So, about Jinxie's father, no matter how scary he seems, promise me you'll resist the urge to run away. Wait, what? His angry glare can paralyze you with fear, and some claims he can even shoot laser beams from his eyes. Well, maybe Papa isn't really that scary. A paralyzing stare, laser beams shot from his eyes. He sounds like some kind of monster. I think it's about time I see Jinxie off. I'll head back to the office after I'm done. Okay, thanks. I kind of want to see this real quick. I forgot about this. Go meet my client. So Jinxie, age 15. Ninetales, age what? 45, 46. And Chusie's 16. Be right back. Gotta restart your phone. Okay. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, right? Fuzzy. Back in the old detention center, guys. Visiting hours. Perfect timing. Hope he's not as scary as he sounds. Hi. Who are you? Yikes. So you're Damien Tenma, right? I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. I'm here to help. Huh? Let me out of here. Sorry, I got a little loud sometimes. How incredibly rude. Sorry, did I do something to offend you? A visitor where all others shun me like a common criminal, and here I am with nothing to offer. I am the epitome of rudeness. Wait, thought he wasn't mad at me? Unworthy as I am, I, Damien Tenma, shall breach these walls, so that I may treat my benefactor to some tea, and maybe some cookies too. No, wait, we can do tea and cookies after we prove your innocence. How about you start by telling me what happened? I see. So tea and cookies can wait, can they? Whoa, that was close. We don't need jailbreak added to the list of charges. Seems like a good guy, but with a face like that, I can see why he's misunderstood. I still can't, examine things for some reason. Oh well. Mayor Tenma, do you mind if I ask why you were arrested? Grrr. Whoa. Sorry, I guess some things are better left unsaid. Bah. Excuse me? To think a public paragon such as I could be treated like this. This arrest should have never happened. Go on. I fear the ill effects it will have on our youth. Now I have but one choice. I must leave here at once, if only to protect the moral fiber of our youth. No, wait. You can prove the moral fiber of our youth after you've been declared not guilty. I suppose you're right. Phew. Our youth just came this close to quite a scare. My fingerprints were on the spear that killed Alderman QB. That's why I was arrested. Your prints were on the murder weapon? That's never good. Any idea how they got there? None, for I hardly remember a thing, you see. I was fast asleep at the time. Someone must have slipped me a sleeping pill or something. What's worse, somebody clobbered me on the head. I see. A drug-induced slumber and a blow to the head. No wonder you hardly remember a thing. Oh. Huh? Was that some kind of strange laugh? Well, I think we can safely assume your prints were planted while you were unconscious. You like this man? This guy? He's pretty cool. I barely remembered him, but I kind of remember him being kind of cool. He does something that's cool. And welcome back, Fuzzy. What's up? What do the police have on you as far as a motive is concerned? Truth be told, there's been a bit of trouble between the alderman and I as of late. Oh, was it personal in nature? Nothing like that. It's a long story. But suffice to say, I've been pushing to merge Ninetales Vale with Tenma Town. Surrender Ninetales Vale to Tenma Town now! Yikes! That's what I told him. I'd like to tell you to stop shouting like that, but I'm too scared. So, that's the motive the police have established for the alderman's murder? Indeed it is. After all, Alderman QB was dead set on a municipal merger. And that's why they think you killed him. He was in your way. Arg! Curses! Mayor Tenma, are you okay? Jinxie, forgive me. I never meant to worry you like this. It'll work out fine. Just leave it to me. If only it really were that easy. I don't even know where to start. Thank you for meeting with me, Mayor Tenma.
Please, wait. My daughter, Jinxie.
Yes?
She already lost her mother, and now with me being held in here, I fear she'll be terribly lonely. I hesitate to ask, but I beg you, be a friend to her in her time of need. Leave it to me. Trucy and I will look out for your daughter. I shall rest a little easier then. You know, you remind me of some of the new friends Jinxie has been talking about. New friends? Yes, it seems she's made some new friends since she started working in Ninetales Vale. They're quite the unusual bunch, too. There's a lady with an exceptionally long neck, a young lad with an incredibly long tongue, and many other interesting characters. Friends? Sounds more like a bunch of monsters to me. Now, if you would excuse me, it appears my time is up.
Whew, why am I so tired? I must have been more tense than I thought. Still, I'm glad he didn't turn out to be as scary as he looks. A call? Oh, it's Mr. Wright. Oh, here, listen. That sounds familiar. It's Lammy Roy, your song. That's funny. Justice here. Apollo, is that you? Hi, Mr. Wright. What can I do you for? Trucy told me you've taken on a new case. Oh, that. It was kind of spur of the moment. He's actually calling me about a case? That's fine, but I have a favor to ask. Sure, what is it? I'm at the airport right now. There was someone I had to meet. A new addition to the agency, actually. Her name's Athena Sykes, and she just passed the bar. That's right, I remember hearing about her coming to join us. Guess that was today. She took off as soon as I told her you needed help with the case. It was like there was no stopping her. Wait, what? Where is she now? Probably somewhere in Ninetales Vale by now. That's where that favor I mentioned comes in. I need you to go find her. But I've never even met her before. What does she look like? She'll be the girl in the yellow suit sporting an attorney's badge. Okay, I'll find her. A new addition to the agency. Well, I'd better get back to Ninetales Vale quick. Okay. And here we are. I already told you. I'm a lawyer assigned to the case. Need to study the crime scene, so if you would please tell me where QB Manor is. You can't fool me. You're just some delinquent high school student playing hooky. You stupid pig-headed. This attorney's badge isn't just for show, you know. Looks like I just found Miss Athena Sykes. Tisk, why won't you believe me? Don't expect me to defend you in court if you ever get arrested. Well, I'm the one who usually does the arresting, so... Say, shouldn't you be getting back to school? I already told you I'm a lawyer, not a student. That's it. Enough of your lies. You're coming with me. Ah! Get your hands off of me. Wow.
What the?
Would Athena get in trouble if she did that? Well, I mean, she did do that, but is Athena in trouble now? Think you can watch out for the bystanders next time? Whoops! Are you okay? I think so, but that police officer's out cold. I am so sorry. I do that when people suddenly grab me. It's like a reflex or something. Reflex? Sounds more like a felony. You're Athena Sykes, I take it. That would be me. And you are? I'm Apollo Justice. I work at the Wright Anything Agency. The Wright Anything Agency? What a fishy-sounding name. It's a long story, but it is a law office, among other things. Didn't Mr. Wright explain it to you? Oh, right, that right. So then you must be... Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. I could say the same thing to you. Well, here I am. Now about telling me a little bit about yourself. Mr. Wright didn't really tell me much, as always. Ah, of course. Feel free to ask away. So Athena, I hear you just passed the bar. That's right, and here's my shiny new badge to prove it. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, so you must be a bit younger than me. A bit more than you might think, in fact. I'm 2. I'm only 18. 18? How in the world did you become a lawyer at that age? I skipped a few grades while I was an exchange student in Europe, and I got my license to practice law while I was over there. All I can say is, wow, she must be a genius or something. I also studied analytical psychology. Thought it might help me be a better lawyer. Psychology helps her be a better lawyer? How exactly does that work? So, tell me about our client. What are they like? Oh right, you haven't met him yet. Well... And that's about sums it up. He's more worried about his daughter than himself. What a wonderful father. Sniffle. Wait, are you crying? I'm not crying. There was something in my eye. They're called tears. Moving right along. Let's get down to business. Helping our client is priority number 1. So Athena, you mentioned studying psychology? That's right. I've always wanted to bring an analytical psychology into the courtroom. The power of psychology will bring a fresh breath of fresh air to the legal system. Oh really? So how do you plan on using it to defend our client? Well, for example, I can try to listen in on a witness's inner voice, and then analyze their psychological state with the help of my trusty partner, Widget. Widget? This device around my neck here. Say hi, Widget. Hi, Widget. It talks? Oh, you need a volume knob. Anyway, the little guy will sometimes say what I'm feeling. Awkward. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Now that I seriously doubt. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something you might be interested in. I got it on my way here. Think I might have something to do with our case? A special edition covering our case? That was quick. That's the whole point of special editions, isn't it? To be the first to get the scoop? Rapido? Right. Well, let's see what it says here. What's the deal with the Spanish? Tenmataro was seen... What? He was seen flying through the sky? Yeah, somebody happened to snap that photo near Ninetales Vale. The article goes on to say it might be connected to our case. Apparently, that photo was shot right after the murder occurred. Well, there were black feathers and strange tracks at the crime scene. I'm not surprised the locals think a yokai was involved. Wait a second. Yokai as in one of those Japanese monsters? Mein Gott, you don't actually think it was a supernatural murder, do you? No, of course not. Now German? Why not plain old English? Andale, Apollo. Let's get cracking on that crime scene already. Oh yeah, she's an interesting one. Okay, what's next on the list? Investigating the crime scene, what else? Well, what are we waiting for? Last one there is a rotten egg. Wouldn't have to run all the way there. Okay, then how about we speed walking? Why does this have to be a competition at all? QB Manor. Look at that picture. Do you hear that? It sounds like a TV or something. Oh, look! There's a TV in that little room in the corner. In other news, the mysterious masked wrestler, the Amazing Ninetales, has been confirmed missing according to the sources close to the wrestler. It appears he disappeared sometime after the special event held in Ninetales Vale today. He also failed to appear at a match today, where he was scheduled to defend his title. Local villagers say his disappearance may be connected with Tenmataro's recent escape. So that wrestler's gone missing? Hey, you two! You don't belong in here! Eek! I do not remember this guy. Don't worry, there's nothing suspicious. What about them there horns of yours? They look mighty suspicious if you ask me. Horns? That's my hair. Anyway, we're lawyers and we're here to... You're them lawyers come to defend Bear Tenma, ain't ya? Shoulda reckoned what with that expensive looking bracelet you got there. The name's Phineas Filch. Phineas Filch. Is that how you say that? Phineas Filch? I'm the caretaker here. Pleased to meet ya. Same here. Wow, talk about a quick change of heart. So tell me, demon lawyer, bet you use them demonic horns of yours to scare the bejeebus out of witnesses, huh? Come here, you little horned demon, you. Youch! These horns my hair isn't meant to threaten anyone. Hey, seems like a mighty big waste of perfectly good horns if you ask me.
Phineas Filch, yeah, right about that.
Then again, ain't none of my business, so...
That was fast. Guess he's done with me.
Well, I'd best get back to work. Halt! Stop right there! Me?
Apollo, your bracelet's gone.
Don't you worry, Mr. Lawyer, sir. I'll check the lost and found later.
Somehow I don't think that will be necessary. Just check your wrist right now.
Arrgh! The cat's out of the bag.
It was barely in the bag in the first place. That was a pretty pathetic attempt. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't control myself. Please forgive me. I'm begging ya. Sheesh, I almost feel sorry for him now. What should we do about him, Apollo?
Well, I got my bracelet back, and he seems sorry enough, so... I knew you understand, Mr. Lawyer, sir. You obviously got a big heart. It's because of the wad of cash in your wallet, I hope. Ehehe.
You will leave my wallet out of this.
Oh.
Hey, didn't you just finish apologizing for stealing from us?
Run away, head for the hills.
Get back here, you. Talk about a quick escape. Looks like you dropped a few things. Looks like a pair of diagrams. This one's of the crime scene, and here's one of the foyer. He left his shoes behind, too. The guy's the living definition of a bumbling thief. Let's hang on to his shoes. We can give them back next time we see him. As for the diagrams, I say we keep them. Look like something the police might draw. Wonder where the caretaker got him.
Yay.
Evidence is piling up. Now then, as I recall, the Fox chamber should be at the top of those stairs.
Alright.
QB Manor. Fox chamber. Whoa. Where'd all these black feathers and weird tracks come from? Popular opinion seems to be that they're from Tenmataro. You mean the great evil has returned? Even if he did, I'd be laughed out of the courthouse for trying to indict him.
Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? This is a crime scene.
Oh. And who are you? Are you with the police?
I asked first, who are you and what are you doing here? On second thought, I'm placing you under arrest for disturbing a crime scene.
Under arrest? But...
Save it for the boys back at HQ. Now come quietly or else. I don't want to be late for lunch.
But please wait, we're Mayor Tenma's lawyers.
Well, why didn't you say so? So you're the lawyers I've heard about.
Ha ha ha,
I almost took you two in. You two sure were suspicious, though.
I don't know how many more times I can take being called suspicious in one day. Sorry we didn't catch your name.
My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright, the heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. And my catchphrase, it's injustice we trust. Hoo boy, this guy is a story and a half. So, what can I do you for?
Introducing the detective of this game. Emma Skye is missing, sadly, so this is our detective. But we'll have to learn about him next time. Yep, this is the 5th game of the Ace Attorney series. I hope you like it, guys. But I'm gonna end the stream now. I'm gonna watch a movie and then go to bed. So thank you all for stopping by. Tomorrow will be probably the finale of Princess Game and more Moemons. So yeah, see you all later. Have an awesome night or day. Fuzzy, if you're still here, have fun at work. And I'll see all of you on the tomorrows. Bye-bye!